Hello everyone. In the part 1 we have discussed about the AC current, AC voltage and the analysis of the circuit containing resistors when AC voltage is supplied to it, and there we have found that the phase difference between the current and the voltage is 0, as both the current and the voltage there is maximum, 0 and minimum at the same time. So in this video we will discuss about the phasor diagram. From the previous part we have already understood that the current and the voltage in an AC circuit are in phase if the circuit consists only of resistors. Now, if the circuit consists only inductor or only capacitor or a combination, then the current and the voltage will not be in phase. So either the current will be leading or the voltage will be leading. So in order to show the relationship between voltage and the current, we use the notion of phasors. So these phasors are nothing but a vector which rotates about the origin with angular speed omega. So in this video, we will draw the phasor diagram which shows the relationship between voltage and current for a circuit containing resistors only, for a circuit containing inductors only, and for a circuit containing capacitors only, one by one. As we have already analyzed the AC circuit containing resistors only, so first let us draw the phasor diagram. And from the previous discussion, we have already obtained the graph showing the relationship between the AC current and the AC voltage. And the graph is this, where the yellow curve represents the AC current and the purple curve represents the AC voltage. So from this graph, it is clear that both the current and the voltage reach the maximum, 0 and minimum at the same time. Now in order to draw the phasor diagram, let's say at any time t1, we drop a vertical line, and this point is omega t1. Now in the left side, we draw a axis, and this is the origin of the axis. And here in the curve, this is the point where the current curve and the vertical line intersect, and this is the point where the voltage curve and the vertical line they intersect. And from these 2 points, we draw a horizontal line. So this is the horizontal line drawn from the current curve, and this is the horizontal line drawn from the voltage curve. Now here this is 0, and this is a point where the current and the voltage reaches maximum. So this is pi by 2, 90 degree, and this is 180 degree or pi, and this is 270 degree and 360 degree. So here I have drawn a vertical line between 0 and 90 degree. So at this time, both the current and the voltage are in same phase. So we need to draw the phasors in the first quadrant here between 0 and 90 degree. Now we need to draw two phasors here, one for current and one for voltage. So first let me draw the phasor for current. So this represents the phasor for current denoted by capital I, and similarly we draw a phasor for voltage represented by B and this yellow line. And here the phasors for voltage and the current, they are parallel to each other, because from this graph we came to know that both the current and the voltage reach 0, maximum and minimum at the same time. So the angle here, this angle will be given by omega t1, and this omega is the angular speed or the velocity with which these two phases rotate about the origin. So here in this case they will be rotating in anti-clockwise direction, in this direction. So both the current and the voltage phasor, they will reach 90 degree here at the same time, and similarly 180 degree at the same time, similarly 360 degree at the same time. Now in this phasor diagram, both the current and the voltage phasors, they have vertical component as well as horizontal component. So the vertical component for the current phasor, it represents the sinusoidally varying current, which is given by I equals to Im sin omega t1. And similarly, the vertical component for the phasor V, it represents the sinusoidally varying voltage given by B equals to Bm sin omega t1. So that we can write the vertical components of the phasors V and I represents the sinusoidally varying quantities V and I. Now, the magnitude of this current phasor will represent the maximum current or the peak current, and the magnitude of this voltage phasor will represent the maximum voltage or peak voltage. And we can write the magnitude of the phasors V and I represents the peak value of the voltage and the peak value of the current. So this is all about phasor diagram. Now we analyze the AC circuit containing only the inductor. So inductor means coil. So here is a circuit diagram where AC voltage is applied to a circuit containing only the inductor represented by L. As we already know that the expression for AC voltage is V equals to Bm sin omega t. So let this be equation number 1. And in this circuit, whatever the voltage is supplied by the AC source, the same voltage will be across the inductor. So we need to apply here Kirchhoff's loop rule. So using Kirchhoff's loop rule, the voltage supplied by the AC will be equal to the voltage across the inductor. So voltage across the inductor is given by L into di by dt. And this V is the voltage supplied by the AC source. So this equation can also be written as di by dt equals to V by L. Now here we replace this V by the expression of voltage Vm sin omega t using equation number 1. So di by dt equals to Vm sin omega t by L. So here we have used the equation number 1. And again, di from here will be, so this dt we cross multiply and take to the right hand side. So it will be Vm by L sin omega t into dt. So in order to get the expression for current, we need to integrate this equation. So if we integrate this di means small current, so we get a total current. Now integrating both sides, the integration of di equals to integration of Vm by L sin omega t dt. So integration of di is I, which equals to, so Vm by L, which is a constant, so integration sin omega t dt. Now we have to integrate this function sin omega t using the formula of integration, and the formula that we have to use here is integration sin nx dx equals to minus cos nx by n plus c. So this c means constant, and if we compare integration sin omega t dt with integration sin nx dx in order to apply the formula, then instead of this n we have here omega, and instead of this x we have here t. So this right hand side of the formula will be rewritten as minus cos omega t by omega plus c. So after using the formula, the expression for I will be Vm by L within bracket minus cos omega t by omega plus constant. Now this constant term will have the dimension of current. So it is just like a current, but it is independent of time. The expression for the I should contain the terms which are dependent on time. So like here it is dependent on time. So due to this reason, this constant we take 0, as there won't be any component of the current which is independent of time in AC, and we rearrange here and we'll get the expression for I equals to minus Bm by omega L cos omega t. Now the expression for the current here that we have got is in terms of cos. So we have to write the expression for the current in terms of sine. So this can be done by converting cos to sine, and here we have to use the formula of trigonometry. So this is the formula which converts cos to sine. So if cos theta is converted into sine, then we have to write sine 90 degree minus theta, pi by 2 is 90 degree. And if we write minus cos theta in terms of sine, then it will be sine theta minus pi by 2. So here we apply the second formula. So minus cos omega t will be sine omega t minus pi by 2. So the final expression for the current will be R equals to Im sine omega t minus pi by 2. So let this be equation number 2. Now here, this Vm by omega L we have replaced by Im. Then if we compare this equation with the Ohm's law, which gives current equals to voltage by resistance, then while comparing these two equations, we will get resistance is analogous to omega L. So that we can write omega is analogous to the resistance and is called the inductive reactance. So this is the resistance offered by the inductor, and the resistance offered by the inductor we call inductive reactance. So this inductive reactance is represented by XL, which is omega L. So this is the expression for inductive reactance. The expression for the current for an AC circuit containing only inductor that we have got just before is I equals to Im sine omega t minus pi by 2. And the expression for the voltage is same, V equals to Vm sine omega t. So while comparing this equation 1 and 2, so here we can see that the current lags behind the voltage by an phase angle pi by 2. In other words, we can say that the voltage is ahead of current by pi by 2. So this means that first the voltage will reach the zero maximum and minimum, then only the current will be reaching zero maximum and minimum. And it is clear that the phase angle between the current and the voltage is pi by 2, so that we can write the phase difference between current and voltage is pi by 2. In the previous circuit where there was only the resistor, there the phase difference was 0, the current and the voltage was reaching 0 maximum and minimum at the same time. But for the circuit containing only the inductor, the voltage will be ahead of current and the phase difference between the voltage and the current is pi by 2. In this case, the voltage will reach 0 maximum and minimum in advance than the current. Now for inductive circuit, if we plot the current and the voltage, then we'll get this kind of curve. So this purple curve represents the voltage and the yellow curve represents the current. So from this diagram also it is clear that between voltage and current, first the voltage is reaching maximum and then after some time only the current is reaching maximum. And similarly here, first the voltage is reaching 0 and after some time only the current is reaching 0. So now we have to draw phasor diagram for AC circuit containing only inductor. So similarly we have to draw a vertical line, and this point will be represented by omega T1. Now in the left hand side we draw a phasor diagram. At first we drop a horizontal line from this intersecting point, and then we draw a phasor I. Now similarly we drop a horizontal line from this point, and in order to draw the phasor V, we already know that the phase difference between the voltage and the current is pi by 2, which is 90 degree. So we need to draw the phasor V, which is at an angle 90 degree with respect to the current phasor. So this represents the phasor V, and it is at a 90 degree, and the angle between the phasor V and this line is given by omega T1. Now here also, the vertical component of this phasor V will give the sinusoidally varying quantity V equals to Vm sin omega T1, and similarly the vertical component of this current phasor will give the sinusoidally varying current I equals to Im sin omega T1. The magnitude of this phasor I will give the peak current, and similarly the magnitude of this phasor V will give the peak voltage. So this is all about the phasor diagram related to AC circuit containing only the inductor. At first we have analyzed AC circuit containing only resistor. In the second we have analyzed AC circuit containing only inductor. Now we have to analyze AC circuit containing only capacitor. So here is a diagram. This is a capacitor and this is an AC source. Here too the expression for the voltage is given by V equals to Vm sin omega t. So let this be equation number 1. And also we have already studied that the expression for the charge that is stored in the capacitor will be given by charge equals to voltage into capacitance. And here we can write charge on capacitor Q equals to V into C. Here we will be using the expression for V from equation number 1, which is Vm sin omega t. Then the expression for the charge modifies as Q equals to Vmc sin omega t. Now using this expression for charge, we need to find the expression for current. And there is a relation between the charge and the current, which is given by current equals to rate of flow of charge. So that we can write I equals to dq by dt. Now we replace this q by Vmc sin omega t, and it will be d by dt of Vmc sin omega t. Now here this Vm and c is constant of time, so the differentiation will be d by dt sin omega t. So here we have to use the formula of differentiation, which is this formula, differentiation of sin nx equals to n cos nx. So if we compare these two, then in place of omega here we have n, and here in place of t we have x. So if we use the differentiation formula here, then it will be omega cos omega t. So after using the formula, I equals to Vmc omega cos omega t. Now we replace this Vmc omega by Im, which is the peak current, and we have to write here also this cos omega t in terms of sin. So it can be written as I equals to Im sin omega t plus pi by 2 because sine 90 degree plus theta is cos theta. So theta here is omega t. So using that formula, we have replaced this cos omega t by sine omega t plus pi by 2. And this Im here is Vm omega c. So you have to remember here the expression for current, which is used to draw the phasor diagram. Just before we have replaced Vm omega c by Im, which is the expression for peak current. So this expression can also be written as Im equals to Vm, and this omega c will be taken to the denominator and it will be 1 by omega c. Now if we compare this equation with the common equation current equals to voltage by resistance, then we can see 1 by omega c is analogous to the resistance. And we can write 1 by omega c is analogous to the resistance and is called the capacitive reactance. So just like inductive reactance, this is the opposition offered to the flow of current by the capacitor, and we call it capacitive reactance. So this capacitive reactance is denoted by capital X subscript C and is given by the expression 1 by omega c. Now we find the phase difference between the voltage and the current for AC circuit containing only capacitor. The expression for the voltage is V equals to Vm sin omega t, and just before we have got the expression for current I equals to Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. Now if we compare these two equations, then we can see here there is a plus and pi by 2 in expression of current. It means that in this case the current will be ahead of voltage and the phase difference here is pi by 2, and then we can write by comparing equation 1 and 2, the current is ahead of voltage by phase angle pi by 2, so that the phase difference between the current and the voltage is pi by 2. For the AC circuit containing the inductor, voltage was ahead of current and the voltage was reaching 0 maximum and minimum ahead of current, but in this case for a AC circuit containing the capacitor, current will be ahead of voltage and this current will be reaching 0 maximum and minimum ahead of voltage. So that is the main difference between the AC circuit containing inductor and the AC circuit containing capacitor. Now if we plot the expression for voltage and current for a AC circuit containing capacitor only, then we get this kind of a graph where this purple curve represents the voltage and the yellow curve represents the current. So from this graph it is clear that the current has already reached maximum and after some time only the voltage will reach maximum. And we can also say from the graph that current is ahead of voltage. And the phase difference between the current and voltage is pi by 2 that we have already calculated. Now we draw a vertical line in order to draw the phasor diagram. So here I have drawn the vertical line. So this point will be omega t1. Now we draw a phasor diagram on the left hand side. At first we draw a horizontal line from this intersecting point. Now where to draw the phasor eye, either in the first quadrant or in the second quadrant. So that can be analyzed from this part of the curve of current. So in this part of the current is decreasing from maximum to 0. So if we compare with the voltage curve, then it is this part of the curve where the voltage is also decreasing from maximum to 0. And if we see the angle here, this corresponds to 90 degree pi by 2 and it is here pi or 180 degree. So we have to draw the phasor I between 90 degree and 180 degree, which is the second quadrant. So here we draw a phasor I, and also we already know that the phase difference between the current and the voltage is pi by 2, which is 90 degree. So at an angle 90 degree with this current phasor, we have to draw a voltage phasor. So for that we need to draw a horizontal line from this point, and then keeping angle 90 degree, we draw a phasor V, and the angle that the voltage makes with this line is omega T1. And here also the vertical component of the voltage, it represents the sinusoidally varying voltage, which is given by V equals to Vm sin omega T1, and also the vertical component of this phasor I, it represents the sinusoidally varying current, which is given by I equals to Im sin omega T1. And similarly, the magnitude of this phasor I will give the peak current, and the magnitude of this phasor V will give the peak voltage. So this is all about the phasor diagram for a AC circuit containing capacitor only.